Namaskaram, everyone. Namaskaram, Manish. Welcome back to the
Namaskaram.
show. And it's really a privilege for me to having a chat with you. It's been a while, so I thought to let's have a chat once again. Because last time
Sure.
you mentioned about you have been doing a little bit of education and development in the area of data science as well as in AI. So I thought it would be great to explore this dimension because I'm not that much in touch with that thing. So it's over to you,
Yeah,
Manish.
right. Yeah. So right now, because I've seen that things are being so much data centric, and definitely each and every organization in every field, data is the most important factor that is playing. So starting from the the richest man, the richest company in the world, they are also so much inclined towards how data function in the real life. So right now I'm learning how we can work with the data and how we can draw useful insights from data. And it will definitely in turn help any organization if I provide that kind of skills. So right now what we are learning is machine learning, deep learning and artificial intelligence. Everything comes under data science. We learn how to treat data. Whenever we get millions of record in a data set, so how we can draw any meaningful insight from that data, that we learn in data science. And that's what is being, like, you already know how data is being used all over the world for the well-being also, and also for how things are being disturbed with algorithms and data also. So it's just a effort, a way to see how we can draw good things from data, how we can create a good impact through the technologies. That's why I'm learning it.
Wow. It's really a great initiative, I would say, and you have great intention too, because you rightly said, because many people, like every other technology, when it comes, it has a two sides of the coin. So most of the time, for example, the new technologies are coming, they are not necessarily coming for the well-being of the society, right? They're directly going to the defense for, inventing new super weapon and then machineries and all kinds of stuff, so that there is a huge industry, I mean, going on so that they can run the machineries. And of course, technology is something, it's really enhancing our life. And you said how much impact you can make in everybody's life, or maybe probably in a, society's point of view, which is a good thing. But the big players in the game, like you said, they are not necessarily looking at this in this way. They are rather they're thinking like, okay, let's make money, and it doesn't matter like what the ways we are taking. So at the end of the day, every ways is just justifies as long as you are making money. And using technology became
Right.
one of the most, I would say, a powerful tool in this 21st century. So yes, you mentioned about data science, and under this umbrella we have artificial intelligence, we have machine learning and all this kind of. So let's take, a little bit step back, and then let's get into this. Let's say I'm really new to this, I don't know anything about it. So, and maybe I'm just a graduate, or maybe I'm just in my college right now. So, or maybe I haven't started my college. So how I should look into this, and what is there with for me, and like, can I draw a career out of it?
Yeah, definitely, Subal. Right now, we can see it has been mentioned as data science is the most sexiest job of this century, because data science is a newly evolved field. It has not been always there. Yeah, there was many other, like computer science was there, data structures were there, but data science is a newly evolved field in which, we are learning how to train a data, how to get useful insights from data. See, suppose I will give you an example. If a doctor or if a scientist, they are working on a medicine, on a treatment of any disease, so how can one get to know whether it is working or not? So they will do the tests on different people, many people. They will get a data. They will use that data to get to know how much that medicine is actually working on different people on their different levels of,
Right.
like blood sugar level, on their blood pressure, and
Right.
different other aspects, how much that particular chemical composition is affecting the different aspects of a disease in different people, whether it is working in a similar manner or whether it is being affected by different things. We have like many large amount of big data we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from that data we are trying to draw that particular thing which we need, and how it can work in different fields, how it can work overall. Like there is, if you will understand this, suppose we have to draw some conclusion from the whole population of our country, which is more than 1.3 billion.
Is
So if we have to
1.44
draw
now.
some
Is 1.4.
1.4 for now. So we will talk about population also, which is going to be a very disastrous thing for the country. Like we are wonderful people, but we are too many.
Yes.
We have become too many. Okay,
Yes.
there needs to be an awareness to reduce that. Well, coming back to the data structure, data science. So if we have to draw some conclusion from 1.44 billion people in the country, so we cannot go to each and every person, isn't it?
Wrong.
So we will take a sample of that people. Suppose we take a sample of 1,000 or 10,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
and then do certain experiments on those things. Then we can draw certain conclusions from it, isn't it?
Okay.
So
Right.
it is like working over a large amount of data, trying to reduce it and use the data insights.
Okay.
So machine learning also comes in picture, where we train a model to give the useful insights, give the most predictable insights to
Mm-hmm.
get what we need. So for anybody who wants to learn data science, it is a very good opportunity. There are like a lot of fields in which a data scientist can work, as an MLOps engineer, as a data engineer, as a data scientist, as a data analyst, a machine learning engineer. There are a lot of places where one can work using data science, and it is a very good paying job also. For people who are looking for a good payment, good salaries, it is really good. The salary range is really good, and big companies are looking for data scientists. So it is a very nice career. And also, if you want to have a better insights of how things are working in the country, it
Mm-hmm.
can also help you in ecological manner. You can see how things are working, how much a hectare of land was cultivated, how much hectare of land is being desertified, and seeing the patterns through it, you can also draw good insights from it. Yes.
Okay. Very nice. So that means it has many avenues and it's like individuals' interest, like where they exactly get into. But it's a good thing is I think now it's really expanding in our own country because India has started, looking in that way rather than becoming just a cheap labor. Now we started looking into that thing. Okay, let's skill develop our own people and rather than because in early maybe during 2000 dot-com bubble, after that the entire west they had kind of mindset like primarily from the Bangalore, Chennai, that region. They have been like the companies they used to get contract uh, to them like just for the customer service kind of job, kind of it's a repetitive job which you can get it done by with cheap labor because like you said fairly we have so
Right.
many people in this country and then most of them at that time were unemployed. Even today we have a huge number of unemployment. So yes, this is I think one of the great avenue if people they want to get into and explore it. And like you said, it's this career is kind of I don't want to use the kind of it's like in trend because trend is something like in a negative way. It may last for some time. After some period of time it may
Right.
not be.
Right.
Something new will come. But this is something artificial intelligence, data science is really really new. And here comes like we as an Indian, we can also become a contributor. You can also become a big player in the game. Like you said, it's very new technology. It's like old technologies which we are using, we have been using, entire world have been using, which lately invented in West, primarily in America, the Silicon Valley, and then we cannot compete with them. Like we cannot compete with Google, Microsoft, IBM. Those days are gone because we are not going to create a browser. We have to be realistic. But what we can do right now, AI is a like new opportunity for entire world, not only in India. India can also get into this. So I heard, because the reason I became really interested in this, even though I do not have any intention to learn it or maybe make a career out of it. I'm just doing my DIY. And then I discovered that I heard something, some industrialists, primarily Bhabish Agarwal, the founder of Ola, and he came up with some bold statements. And this guy, he's really making it happen. I mean, for example, the Ola Electric. I mean,
Mm.
I'm just giving my opinion. I never believed that this can be done just a matter of, I mean, 3, 4 years. Because if you look back to our automobile industry, specifically for two-wheelers, like when we were growing up in 90s, back in the days, we had few companies, few big players, Hero, Honda, and then later on after 2000,
LM.
yeah, Bajaj came, right?
Right.
Exactly. So
Mm.
yes, LML as well. So for them, it took quite a lot of
Mm.
time. Yamaha was also there, a Japanese company, right? So I mean, for them, it took maybe 4 to 5 decades, right, to get the market. Or maybe
Right.
right now, I mean, there are many players, right? TVS is there, Bajaj and other Hero Honda, they are playing, but they have significantly good amount of market share. But it took a long while for the two-wheelers. But this guy, he
Right.
came, he's, by the way, he's a graduate from IIT Bombay, and then he got a job in Microsoft right after of his graduation, which is common. He worked there as a researcher in R&D, an IT guy from the computer science. He left the job within 2 years. He started something called Ola. Now we know Ola cab service. And then from that thing, he started evolving. Now he has three companies. Ola Electric. Now he started something called KRUTRIM. So the first India's AI model has been built up. His name is KRUTRIM. So I was just playing with that thing. So he came up and he said something similar to you. Is like it has many opportunities, and like India being a nation, we have a big role to play because it's a new technology. So that means new technology means there is no pioneer into it, and like it's an open source. I mean, we can also do our research, and we can also come up with something new, and which is really aligned with our Indic civilizational values and our related to our cultural heritage. Because during my research, I also like happen to know, excuse me, that whatever data we are generating in India, for example, let's say we are close to 20% of world's population, right? Like you said, we are growing 1.44 billion.
17%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
Right.
roughly 20%. Because we are never ending. And then when it comes to using technology, mobile phone and internet, we are quite young country. We have close to 600 million young youths at the age of from 20 to 35. Yeah, all of them are active. They are online, right? So
Mm.
we are producing a hell lot of data, but when it comes to storing and securing the data, we are not at, I mean, in the game even, because our data are being stored in Silicon Valley, in Seattle, in Americas, or maybe now these companies, they started making their servers in Europe. They're thinking even like here comes, because Indian government, specifically the department who is looking into this thing, right? The like about the IT cell we have, right? So I mean, I think there is a lack of education is also needed, and maybe the vision is missing because they are not understanding. Because like you said, they are playing with the data right now, because there are surveys done in the villages of India. They exactly know which village, how many people are living, how many people are Dalits, and how many people are they are in need of money. They're in need of loan. So every single freaking data they want, they have it. And data are being stored in US.
Right.
1/10 is only stored in India. And we are producing 20% of world's data, and it's been only out of that 1/10 is being stored in the country. Remaining is just brain drain. And everything, like you said, you will be knowing this better than me because you are learning this. Like they're taking the data, raw data, and then they're computing this, like you said, through mining and all kinds of methods, and then they're coming up with the fresh data. Then it's becoming an intelligence, right? And then this data they're selling back to India, and then they're charging thousands of dollars. Like every single software we are using,
Yeah.
services, cloud services, we have to take subscriptions, and subscriptions are in USD, and we are paying thousands of dollars. So technically, it's a kind of, for me, it's a kind of, again, becoming, getting into a colonization, because this is a technological colonization. They came in the name of free Facebook, free Google, free Gmail, everything is free. But at the end of the day, if you deep down, then nothing is free. Nothing is free because they're giving it free. They just need the data, right? They just need the data. They're getting the
Right.
data. They're getting the data. So like you said, data would be the most expensive than gold. So I want to get into more into this. I need your view on this. Excuse me. How you see data is going to play a paradigm shift in India's development, or maybe India's demographic changes, which is happening, by the way, and how it's going to help. I'll be more specific because you also wearing Sadhana Padana t-shirt, and its color is again Bhagwa. And so I would
Saffron. Yeah.
definitely talk about this. How is going to help Sanatan? How is going to help the Sanatana Dharma? Because the data we are producing, and if Indians, we are getting to this game.
Right, true, very true, Subal. Actually, right now, data is more expensive than gold. Actually, I've said this thing not because data is some metal or something very expensive. Actually, it contains everything about you. Whatever information you have about yourself, its people, the country, and even the secret data, everything is being stored in cloud. All right. And as you said, we don't have the storage. We don't have it, but it is somewhere else. Now there are definitely things to secure the data. Encryptions are there, many things are there that are followed definitely before storing any data. But suppose I'm storing something with me, if I want to break in, couldn't I? Definitely I can break in it if I have it. So it is very vulnerable situation keeping your data with someone else. And it has been repeatedly been asked also. Facebook has been sued about it also. So many things are happening related to data. Right now, what you said, the initiative that has been taken is very appreciated, and that kind of thing is needed right now. We must have our own storage of data because data is really can make or break a country right now. The power of data is such. Uh, Also, we can see right now the amount of data they are working with right now in USA is immense because they are looking for more and more people to work. Right now, if you go to work for any company in India, they will ask you for an experience of 8 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 12 years minimum, like this. If you want to work as a data scientist, if you want to deal the data of any organization, any company, they will ask for this much experience to you. What is USA right now doing? You with any experience, if you have worked on any project or anything, if you show some eligibility, they will just hand you over any project. So many of the data scientists are right now working as a freelancers,
Yes.
not handling the data of our own country, but working on the data of theirs. They are just handing over their projects, their data to work on useful insights to the data scientists here, and they are working for them. So the salary, the money they are, the payment they are giving is way too low for them, but it is way too high for people in India actually. So one of the most important things, Subal, right now is each and every person should educate themselves on the situations right now that is happening, and what is more important to do, they should direct them in that direction. So Sanatan Dharma is being attacked like millions of time by different kind of people, by different kind of mindset. But Sanatan Dharma is not something that will just stumble and fall just because of that. It has been there since time immemorial, and it is going to be there. So no data or no invading can very you say shrewd kind of activity is going on to change the mindset. It is going to change the mindset of people. So
Yes,
the most
which is
important
happening.
thing that you have is
Which is
your
happening because, for
you
example, sorry
which
for the
is happening.
interruption. Sorry for the interruption because
Please tell me.
in this past election, you probably saw the kind of propaganda was on social media. Even though in the opposition, right after that, some independent body came after the election, so they came up with some report.
Mm.
117 lies. They just lied to the people of India, the opposition, about the ruling party. And what our ruling party was doing, our ruling party, the IT cell, they just took it for granted. Yes, our government has been doing phenomenal job building highways and giving, all kinds of free ration, free food, and then free health insurance, all kinds of things government has been doing, irrespective of your caste, creed, or religion, government has done. But the problem, they took it for granted. On the other side, opposition,
Mm.
they used the data, or like you said, in a wrong way. Although they got fundings from the outsides, and there are outside players, those who want to make chaos in India's growth. They don't want to like, bottom line is, they don't want to make it happen that 2047, the goal we have. So they want to disrupt. So in so many ways, they are attacking the Sanatana Dharma so that they can make internal chaos between the communities based on the, SC, ST, OBC, Dalits, all kinds of things, caste census. And my question is, like, government is spending so much money on the IT cell. There is a specific division. I don't know. They are getting educated on this, what you are saying about the machine learning. I'm not convinced. The amount of performance and the kind of things. I mean, they even didn't know this kind of, some independent NGO came and they gave the report that you guys failed it. Your IT team failed it. So what exactly opposition played? They lied, but they were successful in lying, right? Yes, please continue.
True, very true. See, what happened in Bangladesh right now, you got to hear the news that they are closing all YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, everything is happening. India also banned after coming into knowledge, after a lot of damage was happened, India banned TikTok and many other websites and games like that. So you see, right now each and every person have mobile phones in their hand, internet in their hand at ease. Okay, and they are accessing to every kind of content that is like suggested, that is coming there. People are getting indulged in that.
Hmm.
So
Right.
what happened, you also might be you have heard this. I came to know that algorithms are set in such a way that people who belong to our own country for other countries who are handling this kind of data and algorithm, they are directing all the garbage content, all those destructive things which will divide you, which will spoil you, which will destroy you mentally. I can not
Hmm.
only today, I can not only put a bullet in your head. If I put a wrong idea in your head, you are going to destroy yourself by yourself. I do not
Absolutely.
have to get into prison for shooting you. If I
Absolutely.
just put a wrong idea in your mind, I can do it for you
Yeah.
free.
And
So
I may
this is
I
what
may
is
affect
happening.
10 other people.
Definitely, that's what I'm saying. You will like affect many other people. So what happens is the algorithm are set in such a way that if I want to affect you, your country, I will keep all the data that will enhance my capability, enhance my potential.
Right.
So that youth, the people who are growing, whose energies are on the peak,
Hmm?
what kind of ideas, what kind of mindset we are putting in them will decide how my country, how my position in the world will affect, isn't it? So if
True.
I'm
True.
providing the content such as innovative content related to science and technology, related to our own well-being, how to be meditative, how to be sharp in mind, how to be focused, and how to treat everyone else. Okay, so this kind of thing, if I'm providing to myself, and I'm providing all the garbage thing which is non-productive and kind of very destructive, distracting for yourself, your generation will be spoiled. And this is happening through data. There is no such kind of barrier to put a barrier to ban such kind of data in our country. So all kind of thing you are showing up on your Instagram, on your Facebook, isn't it? Things
Right.
that is like people right now are also in our country itself. They are like questioning our own culture, questioning our own
Yes,
things,
yes, yes,
and
it
that
is
is
happening.
going to bring destructive. Yeah, that is happening right now. So the solution lies in your individual consciousness and awareness, that what you choose to see, what you choose to actually implement in your life. And as a government, as the IT cell, it should also work on filtering of that kind of data and algorithm for all of us in our country. That is very important right now.
Yes, I mean, you rightly said, because here comes, because I think the government needs to take this initiative, because like you said, they are pretty much controlling and putting the garbage in your screen. And at the same time, on the other side, contrary, they're putting the very productive content for their own people, right? For example, from your TikTok example, I happen to know this. In China, for the Chinese people, all the content they get related to innovation, technology, startups, business, and then, of course, they related to their Chinese culture. They're promoting that for the people, those who are using TikTok. On the other side, in India, it's banned, but if you go to West, it's still there. They are putting all kinds of garbage related to LGBTQ, feminism, equality, all this kind of BS. And is almost like 60-70% is related to sexuality. Then having
Hmm.
and families, and then how you can cheat your partners, how you can cheat your girlfriends, boyfriends. So this kind of stuff they're putting. And then it's been getting really, really because I lived there, so I know it's affecting the Western families within the families. So data was, I mean, so report came. So report was showing that more than 60% divorces are in America is happening because of all this kind of social media trap, and people are just getting into it. Before this social media thing, I mean, people who are more into family kind of environment, getting more connected. Now these days it's not. So I'm getting back to my again that question, because after listening to you, I feel like there is a huge need of having our own data centers in India, having our own servers in India, and we should be owning them, not like just renting them. Somebody is paying us rent at the end of the month, but at the end of the day, he is controlling, he is having the access. So any point of time, he can deny the access, right? Any point of time, because if he's has having the
Right,
access,
very right.
he's just keeping it physically in my country and paying the rent. Government is seems like is really happy with that, but they're not paying attention. Then I think there is a visionary. I mean, vision is missing. Probably they're not that much, forcing or like kind of thinking in that dimension that if we have the data, if we control, because the amount of the interruption they're making, the made in last election, every single day they're making, like you mentioned about Bangladesh, what happened is they're basically like it just like around now reports are saying CIA is there. Some white guy came and met the former PM of Bangladesh and then asked her to give the territory, and they want to make a Christian land, including Myanmar, Manipur, and Bangladesh, that area. So CIA's eyes is always been there to catch, uh, to reduce the size of India in terms of the geographical location. So the more side they can, reduce, the more specifically if they can interrupt the internal security we have. Some incidents are happening in Jammu right now. Reports are saying more than 500 Pakistani commandos are in India. They're in JNK. They came in already. So there was, of course, if it is the true, and if it's the truth, then there is a security glitch. So what they're trying to just separate, or maybe trying to split out our main resources in terms of the military and the strength we have. Some will be in JNK, some will be in the northeast, and now we are sharing borders with Bangladesh 4,000 kilometers, right? So many states, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam, West Bengal, so many states are sharing borders. So it's really sensitive. And for India, it's really sensitive because if they cut out the chicken neck, then the entire Northeast is gone. what China has
Right.
been doing for ever since we became republic. So on top of that, China wanting for Sikkim and then Arunachal Pradesh, and the down part now we have Bangladesh became really like how you play with the minds, like you said, the people of Bangladesh they became really I mean with that's just putting that radical element in your mind, brainwashing with the help of technology. Of course, someone has done it,
Right.
maybe by ISI, because ISI, you can rent them for anything. CIA gave money, and Pakistan is doing because the force is there in Bangladesh, Jamaat-e-Islam or something, is aligning with the like is very radical element, is aligning with the Pakistan. So the same thing happened. It can happen in India also. Same thing can happen in India also, because we have
Right.
to
Can happen.
we have
Definitely. Yes.
20% Muslim population here. And in this election, you saw, and
Yeah.
we were witnessed how they treated. They openly they're saying they took the revenge by not casting vote to Modi or BJP. Even though BJP became like
Right.
BJP is not like appeasement. BJP started becoming serving them free of cost everything. BJP thought, okay, they will change their mind. No, it's never going to happen. Because if you pay attention to the countries, those who became Islamic, Islam and democracy, they don't go along with each other. I mean, they don't. It's not practical. In the 53 years, Bangladesh,
Mm.
25 years they were under military rule, martial rule. Remaining 27 whatever odd years. In that time, they were like 37 times, or no, sorry, 29 times coup has been happened. 29 times. So there was no, I mean, no
Mm.
democracy. So, like again,
Mm.
it's coming back to the data, because how you can manipulate without even putting a bullet in anyone's mind, like you said, we can manipulate the person, and we can also manipulate the society. And in the long run, bigger picture, you can change the demography, you can change the country's intention.
Right.
2 days before, Bangladesh used to be India's friendly nation. Now it's no more. Things has changed.
It's
No more.
yeah.
Hasina is not going back to the country. Hasina's son has said, because she was already attempted. I mean, in 1975, India gave her
Yeah. She was
shelter.
attacked with a bomb. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, when they killed her father, and this is second time. So my concern is like because I mean, today in India, we are still the majority community, 78, 79%, whatever may be the number, Hindus. But why we just become so lenient with this? I don't get it. I'm not a communal, but I'm just becoming more logical. Because if we don't pay attention to this, our own people, like if I talk to my friends, even my colleagues, I mean, you will feel like they just take it for granted. They don't look at it in this way, because it's just a matter of number, just a matter of number. Once the number increases, and it will happen, it's happening. History is repeating again and again. If you look at the Europe, these guys, they are going in the form of refugee, asking for asylum, give me asylum, and living 4 or 5 years in a very pathetic condition. They will lie after going there. My life is, that there is a threat to my life. I cannot go back to my home country. They will do all kinds of lie, because they know there is a humanitarian social campaign is going on. Once they go there 4 or 5 years, they will live as a refugee. They'll take asylum. Once they become citizen, then they will start breeding. Meanwhile, breeding like chicken, and then after that,
Mm.
once number increases, and then try to capturing the area, then getting into the politics, into the Congress. Hey, these are the rules. You guys have to implement that. If you don't do that, we have this much number. You don't get the vote from. And this exactly the appeasement politics was going on in Europe. Now is about to civil war in UK. Germany has started taking some actions. France is, we know what's going on. So I think India should take a huge lesson from this, because data can do a significant damage to the society, which they cannot, even for thousands of years of invasion, wasn't able to successful into this by colonizing India. I think now they can make it happen. I really believe this, because data is so powerful, and especially when you're talking about
It
AI.
is.